So I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the gifts. I appreciate all the support. It helps me get on here and stream for you guys. So I hope I'm creating a vibe. And I hope I'm making your night like you're making mine. I appreciate you so much. Let's keep it going. Let's go. Mary. You left. Let's go.
Yo, what up, man? Welcome to Big West Show. We up here. Check this audio. Show. We up here. Good. So where's she at? There she go. Just using her to play while we get ready for the show.
Come and share my world, baby.
Y'all share my world tonight. Garcia, what's good? Welcome in. Jerome. Hey, Devo. Jerome. Garcia. Please make sure you go up and hit this follow button and grab your heart me. TikTok makes them important, so since I'm new, I think they're important too, I guess. They're literally 1 cent, and I appreciate you so much. They help me with my streaming too. I'm so glad y'all came in to hang out with me tonight. Really on her thing in the early 2000s. So can I knock y'all down for a second? If you have not gotten your heart me, please make sure you do. If you have not double tapped the screen, please make sure you do. And if you have not shared out this live, please make sure you do. I appreciate you so much. Listen. Hey.
I never thought I'd be in love like this. When I look at you, my mind goes on trips.
Yeah.
Then you came in.
Yeah, welcome in.
On my face.
Did you get my message?
Feels like I'm in a race, but
Shock you on the beach.
First place.
King Nubian, thank you for the hand hearts, boo. Welcome.
I never thought I'd
King Nubian.
Oh, hey, bitch, play that shit.
Listen.
You got me thinking about our life, our house and kids. Yeah. Every morning I look at you.
Millennial Money Media, this is the best era. You had to be there.
You came around.
Okay.
And you knocked me
I'm not mad at that.
knocked me down. Sometimes
Oh, Sherry.
and then knocks you down.
Sherry, thank you for sending me your first gift. You could have sent it to anybody, but you sent it to me, and I appreciate you. Nick 10, thank you for the confetti. Making a little late night party in here.
And then knocks you down.
Oh, custom, I was not. You do not want to hear me sing.
Knocks you down.
Go.
I never thought I'd hear myself say, y'all go ahead. I think I'm gonna kick it with my girl today.
Let's go.
I used to be commander-in-chief on my pimp ship flying high.
That was the
Till I
shit.
met this pretty little missile. Shot me out the sky.
Oh, she shot me out the sky.
So now I'm crashing.
Ooh, nigga Dio that was a fire on that one, man. That nigga was doing his thing on that one. Yo, what's up, man? I got some shit to talk about today. You understand? So, who we gonna get into it today? What did these bitches do today? You know they always doing something. You niggas always gotta do something. And we gonna sit here and watch. So, what did they do today? What are we talking about? What I got lined up for you? We can watch a crash out. We'll say the crash out for later. All right. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So there's a guy, apparently well-to-do young fellow, who was taken out by his ex, right? His ex thing, right? So, where's she at? All right. So this is the Instagram post, right? This is the gentleman right here.
It's listed as a murder-suicide, but I know man, it's a domestic situation. I can tell you that much. It's a domestic situation where a dude was getting his hair cut. A dude was getting his hair cut, and a woman came in and shot him, and while he in the chair while he getting his hair cut. So, that's how.
Now, can we just absorb that pause? She knew homeboy was at the barbershop. Excuse me. God bless me. Thank me. Yeah, so dude is in the barber's chair at the barbershop. Some broad pulls up, blows his fucking head off. You know, I think we need to retire the mindset that only men do shit like this. It's proven that women are capable of doing everything a man can do. Maybe not in the same capacity, like when it comes to lifting shit and, you know, logical thinking and controlling emotions. Maybe not that, but when it comes to killing someone, yeah, they could do that. They could do that. They're definitely capable of that, bro. No lie about it. No lie about that. They're definitely capable of doing that. They do it all the fucking time. All right, so I'm gonna let my man AC. He did the damn stream so much justice. I'm not even gonna touch it. So this is definitely the type of content that and the type of things that he warns us about as black men when it comes to dealing with black women. For some reason, black women have a fetish for killing black dudes, or getting them locked up, or inflicting pain on them. They do. More of a fetish than they do for loving these niggas. I could say that. Yeah. So let's just take a look at this real quick. All right. So the thing with OBS Studio, it took me a while to open up to OBS Studio. One of my favorite streaming platforms is Eve Mux. Oh, I love Eve Mux. But the thing about Eve Mux, that shit takes a lot of your CPU power, and you know, it drains a lot of shit, you know. And I got some souped up shit, and you know, after a while, like once you get to like you got like 100 pages open, man, that shit start acting up. Let's go.
How that's going. And I just, so this is what's going on, guys. Two people.
This is a gentleman, man. took him out. She took him out, man. Let me see something. Where is it? Where's the story? Right here.
A deadly shooting inside a salon and spa in Arlington. Police saying it wasn't random, but a targeted domestic incident that ended in a murder-suicide. Our Nicole Nielsen has been on the scene all day. And Nicole, I would imagine this has been a very fluid situation, but what information have you learned so far?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, police have been here all day really just trying to piece together what happened here this morning and truly what led up to the shooting in the first place. Like I said, we've been here for hours and we've just been watching detectives go in and out of this spa here behind me. You can see Arlington police still here on scene. They've wrapped the perimeter in some of that crime scene tape as well as the crime scene unit as they just continue to investigate this shooting. But we do want to take you back to this morning when the shooting occurred. There's social media video circulating that shows the moments that officers arrived at the Salon and Spa Galleria off South Cooper Street in Arlington around 10:15 with their guns drawn. That's because when they pulled up to the scene, they say that their suspect, a 37-year-old woman, was trying to leave the building. When she saw the officers, she shot herself and later died. Immediately, officers started.
She shot herself and later died. You know, I don't know if I could call it sucker shit. Some people call it sucker shit, you know. Oh, you weren't man enough to face the crime. Not the crime, to face the consequences of your crime and shit. I don't know. I got mixed feelings on that. So she shot him, and once she saw that she couldn't get away, she turned the gun on herself. I hope he's beating that bitch's ass in limbo. I hope their souls caught up with each other on the fucking train to fucking limbo or Judgment Day, and he's fucking that bitch up on that shit. She escaped judgment from this world. You know what I mean? She escaped it. She selfishly did what she wanted to do and got away with it and then just took herself out, which was crazy. Man, I don't even think bitches should be scared to go to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Niggas going to jail is different. Listen. Bitches just fight and cut a bitch, that's all. Fight the bitch, cut the bitch. Fight the bitch, cut the bitch. Niggas go to jail? Listen, dog. But yeah, so she fucking shoots herself in the head. So they had kids, according to the story that we're going to let AC tell us. She's an ex-baby mama, and I guess she saw he was moving on, and you know the story. So let's go check it out. I'm sorry for talking so much. Hold on, let's go.
Canvassing the salon and found a 37-year-old man who was a customer dead with multiple gunshot wounds. A motive is still unclear, but police say they have learned that the two were previously in a romantic relationship. Now, no one else was hurt, but the witnesses inside were clearly shaken today. We spoke with a barber who works in the building but stayed away when he saw what was going on.
Hey, don't go inside. Somebody just got shot. And so I pulled out, came around the corner, saw the cop cars coming in very quickly. They just said that somebody got shot. Basically, that somebody came in and shot a client, and then the cops came in, and I had literally just gotten out of my car right after it happened. Because I was in my car listening to music, so the gunshots might have happened while I was in my car, but I didn't hear any.
I'm only interrupting this because that's his car. The guy who got shot. That's how people knew this was real. And I'm gonna show you later. You know, people didn't know this story. People didn't know if this story was real or not, because this story popped up on social media. People didn't know. A lot of people didn't know if this story was real until they saw the videos, the videos on the incident from the news, and they saw this vehicle right here. And you can't see, but it says credit right there. And I'm gonna let you know why. So,
Don't hear anything.
Now, as of now, neither of the deceased have been publicly identified by the medical examiner's office, but of course, as we continue to learn more, we will bring it straight to you. Reporting live in Arlington, Nicole Nielsen.
Learning new information about a man who was getting his hair cut at a salon when he was shot and killed. Arlington police are calling it a murder-suicide. And Scoop Jefferson just spoke with people who witnessed the shooting on Cooper Street.
Hold on, what up, fam? Yo, guys, I didn't put the chat on. I'm looking at the phone. Shout out to Sandra. Long time no see. Shout out to my man Cortez. You know what I'm saying? My two up in the chat. What up, y'all? Ain't seen y'all in a minute, man.
This is the moment Arlington police.
Damn, you heard that shot? That was when she shot herself. God damn.
The shooting on Cooper Street.
This is the moment Arlington police officers arrived at the.
That bitch took herself out.
Street.
This is the moment Arlington police officers arrived at the front doors of the Spa Galleria strip mall on shots fired, recorded on a cell phone. Just after 10 a.m. Friday, police say a 37-year-old woman walked into the South Cooper Street location with a gun and opened fire on a man she had been dating as he got a haircut.
They were just all nervous and we were all...
Fuck, bro. Yo. Yo, what kind of shit is that? Then you can't get a haircut? Yo, it just be mad, bro. Yo, they be mad. Chill out. Chill out, man. Sometimes you just gotta let shit go, man. You know? Sometimes you gotta let it go. Y'all say you don't like niggas and all that, and fuck niggas and all that shit. Come on, man. Nigga get shot.
Scary.
Another vendor inside the Galleria had just finished with one of her clients.
I got multiple texts from them saying there was shooting happening, and I saw the cop cars in front of me, and I heard gunshots.
The victim, identified by family and friends as 37-year-old Todd Austin, was getting his haircut by Dax the barber, a popular Arlington stylist. Dax, who didn't want to go on camera, told us she fired several shots, striking Austin in the chest area. He's been his customer for 12 years and says on his Facebook page that his clients are his extended family. As other Galleria employees arrived,
I have a barber suite inside.
They got the devastating news.
And one of the suite owners 2 doors down actually told me, hey, don't go inside. Somebody just got shot.
Police say...
Yo, where a motherfucker safe, man? Some kid got picked up, got snatched. And the neighborhood looked like a nice neighborhood. Shorty was riding his bike and motherfuckers just rolled up on him and took him. They found him safely, thank God, man. I don't know, what's the deal with that, but they found him safely. People put up a 50K reward for the whereabouts of Shorty, so listen, nigga, times is hard. 50,000? In a lump sum, nigga? Yo, that nigga in the red house, man, might have something to do with that. That's how it's gonna be. Times is hard, nigga. You offering 50K? On a nigga that kidnapped a kid? Shit, that nigga right there. Fuck him.
After the shoot,
Yeah, what's up with Brad? Brad and is he just standing there waiting? This a different news station. Yeah, he's just sitting there waiting, like, I saw everything. I might have to investigate Brad.
after the shooting, the woman tried to leave, saw officers outside, retreated inside, and then shot herself. She later died at the hospital. Homicide detectives took statements from witnesses as the crime scene unit collected evidence. They tagged her white Tesla before police called a wrecker service to tow it away. Police allowed Austin's family to take his Cybertruck.
Oh, that bitch going to the auction. Listen up. White Tesla going to the auction.
Collected evidence. They tagged her white Tesla before police called a wrecker service to tow it away. Police allowed Austin's family to take his Cybertruck containing his business.
All right, but bro, damn, bro, I clicked on the video ready to bring this up, and I read the title. What did I title this shit? I forgot. What did I title this shit? Oh, Todd Austin shot by ex black women. Yeah, man, they starting a fucking smear campaign on dude, bro. You know, they talking about he had HIV and gave it to his wife, and he was abusive and all this. Like, yo, like the nigga dead. Like, yo, where is this fucking hate for niggas coming from? Niggas, they don't even know. They're like, yeah, he got HIV and he gave it to her, and then he was beating the kids and this. No, the fuck he wasn't. Why are you lying like that? You gotta be a real shitty life living motherfucker to go out, take time out, and go and smear a dead man because some local crazy bitch shot him. Just because you don't like niggas. That shit is crazy.
His logo that was parked outside. Dax, visibly shaken by the shooting, got comfort from his wife.
Shout out, yeah, see that? He married bitches. Shout out to Dolomite in the motherfucking building. Oh shit, Easter. Guy that got rolled. Damn. Yeah, to tell you the truth, the bodies are adding up, man. The bodies are adding up. Niggas really can't even fucking tell anymore. It's so many. You got me thinking of the chick who the dude broke up with her, and this bitch ran him over in the parking lot. That one happened like a couple years ago. That misandry, gangbanging is strong in these bitter heifers, yeah. And you know why it's strong, right? Niggas can't put the 100-hand slap down no more.
Oh!
Get locked up. That's what stops it, bro. Pow, pow. Stop playing with me. Like the fear is gone. The fear is gone. It's like, oh, he put his hands on me, he gonna go to jail. I put my hands on him, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I clap this nigga, I can claim self-defense. I find it strange too. The chick who stabbed her manager in McDonald's the other day, they gave that bitch a $25 million bail. The chick, the black chick who shot her baby daddy that she lived with multiple times in the house, killed him. They gave her a $50,000 bail. So, I be noticing like, yo, so like y'all trying to say that a black woman's life is worth more than a black man? You gave this bitch $50,000 bail? Yeah. She popped her husband on live. There's a couple of them that popped their husband on live. I'm the one I remember. He was about to go to work. And she was trying to argue with that nigga, and he wasn't even trying to hear it. He like, whatever, man, yo, I'm out. Then I think she hit the nigga because he was ignoring her and leaving, and she couldn't really get the reaction that she wanted. So she hit the nigga. The nigga, it sounded like he threw her down and was like choking the bitch. That's what it sounded like to me. Then you hear the pop, boom. And you hear, oh my God, oh, I'm going to jail. Yeah, bitch, you're going to jail. It's over. It's over. Oh, it was a guy that got deleted by his wife because he called her a Oh, that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, that was on Facebook Live. Yeah. So he called Shorty a bitch, and she. Yeah, listen, man. Listen, honestly, the name of this channel was Brutal Reviews. Honestly, bro, bitches gotta get beat. Even, look at this one here. Not even just so. For us, look how out of control they are, man. They even pulling up on each other, especially where they pull up on each other. It ain't. That shit all the way fucked up. Where's that? Let me see. Shorty work at Wendy's, right? She popped shit with some girl right here. Look at this shit here.
When you convinced life not whooping you soft.
Yes, you did. This bitch right here. Look at her outfit, right? That bitch ain't playing. Now look at this bitch, bro. Hold up, man. What the fuck happened, man? Sean Connery. Sean Connery. That's the bro. Where he died? Yeah. We had thin line between love and hate levels. Yo, Dolomite. Yo, he ain't even lying. Yeah, man, crazy bitches, man. Them the bitches that ain't never got hit before.
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
Oh my God. This man here.
Got a whole wig in her hair, man. Look at these nigga naps back there. Good God, look at that shit. All that's new growth. That's what they call new growth, right? Look at that shit. She ripped these shit straight. And now Shorty's trying to open the door, right? But the door won't open. Watch how she play it off.
Yeah.
You locked out there with that wild hyena, Shorty.
When you convinced life not whooping you soft.
Look at the bitch that pulled up to her. She got on all. She looked like she about to go do a drill, man. Bro. She got on black leather Air Max, like 93s or some shit. 90s, black Air Max 90s, black jeans, black puffer coat, and a black ass hairdo. This shit crazy with the little Oni tail up top, kid. Look at this bitch. Yo. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. And look at the bitch right here, the other Wendy's worker. You see the shirt on. Look at the other Wendy's worker.
And I still got up there.
Everything that glitter ain't gold.
Oh my God. This man here. And I still got out there. And I still got out there. And you're going to jail.
Yeah.
She said, I still got options and you're going to jail.
Yeah. There you go.
When you convince life not whooping you soft.
Crazy. I can't stop looking at the bitch because honestly, I kind of like the bitch gangster though. Like I kind of like her gangster. Like the bitch is calm. She ain't yelling. You know how most of these bitches be yelling. She ain't yelling. The bitch just pulled up. And the way she looked at her, she reminded me of this pit bull I used to have named Ninja back in fucking 90, I think it was 96. Had a pit bull named Ninja. Shit, Brendel pit bull. She reminded me of it.
They'll come, slap them home.
Yeah. Rex.
Took the bitch eyelash off. You know that's an ass whooping. Your eyelash come off. She did it like no nonsense. Like no nonsense, nigga. Yeah, bro. You saw how she wiped her nose? She was like, yo, this bitch think I'm playing well. Yo, that shit is so funny to me, man. And shorty, alright, she alive, you know what I'm saying? She just, got a little, look at that shit. The little nose flick. Where's she at?
They'll come, slap them home.
I ain't gonna lie, I wish I had a little sister like that to beat up all the bitches I used to fuck with back in the day. Yeah, I don't like that, but beat that bitch ass. What else? What the fuck I was gonna show you? The hell is this? Fuck it. Bitches can't drive. This nigga crashing out. Oh, look at the old school niggas playing ball real quick. Yo, did y'all see the report? Not the report. The court documents when Diddy sued fucking Diageo? Old school still balling. Oh, horse. Damn, the old man whoop your ass, man. Yeah, this the homie right here, man. So he had a credit repair business going on. His shit was legit. You know, he had reviews. People was glad, you know, that they did business with him. And he was leaving his bitch, or ex-baby mama, whatever you call it, and shorty just spazzed out, man.
Repair company called Credit Champs. Todd has amassed a great following on social media, including over 70,000 followers on Facebook and close to 100,000 followers on Instagram. Just a few hours ago, it was announced that Todd was killed by his child's mother in a barbershop while he was sitting in the barber chair. As you can see from this picture, that car is right next to the police car as they are digging for evidence at the crime scene. It is said that she also turned the gun on herself and killed herself.
Now, what I want you to see, right? AC gonna show you the comments that these broads was making.
As others stood by trying to...
Yep. Slinging drugs. He wasn't out there knocking people over the head, throwing up gang signs. He had a credit repair business.
Oh, that's shorty right there. damn, bro. You see these pictures? You be thinking like, you know what I'm saying? You think, yo, they not. She looks so innocent right there, right? She pregnant, and, you know, got the two little strings hanging down, got the smile and the eyelashes. Can't see her fucking eyes. Got the eyelashes, and she shot that motherfucker while he was getting a haircut.
Now, usually when you look at credit repair businesses, a lot of them be scams, especially when you got Scam Keisha doing it.
Yo, man, I love this dude, man. This nigga cracks me up. The nigga said, especially when he got Scam Keisha doing it.
Especially when you got Scam Keisha doing it. But doing my research, a lot of people, I'm talking about a lot of people, before this happened, to him, a lot of people were satisfied with his service. These weren't bots either. I checked. A lot of people were satisfied with his service that he was bringing to people. A lot of people, you know, thanked him, that, you know, helping them out. He was really out there. He had his own business. He started from the ground up.
He's like an abused baby.
And he started reaping the rewards of his hard work. And when you start to build yourself up, and you start to look at yourself and see the self-worth that you have.
Now, I just want to interrupt him real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he was the type of dude that she knew was going to be good. She couldn't put that nigga on child support and wreck his life because the nigga was too lit. And sometimes when they feel like they can't fuck you enough, where you're miserable and starving and losing shit, you know, they get angry. And this bitch got angry enough to go and shoot him in a fucking barber chair. It's like, just like Dolomite said, she wasn't about to allow another woman to come up off of her mess. Yeah. He would have scooped another chick. This nigga in Lambos and Teslas and got his own business and shit. He a lit nigga. All she is a baby mama. You know? Well, now the kid is without a mother and a father. Man, bro, bitches they just be wildin', man.
When you start to really look at yourself and say, you know what? For all that I'm doing, I deserve more.
Mm-hmm.
I deserve more than what you're giving. And since I can't get it, I think it's time we part ways. And that's where it went south. She went in that barbershop, that salon, whatever you call it, and took him out. She didn't care about her children. They have 2 kids together. One that was recently
So that means she left her kids with somebody and then went to go murder him. Restraining order let you know she wasn't going without him. Yo, man, they be trying to paint men as the animals be. They the same animal. They just not as strong as us. They the same violent, irrational animal. They just not as strong as us, man. Yo, the whole time I was working corrections, I never dated any chick from that job, B. Out of 13 years, I ain't fucking with not one of them. Because I refuse to date a bitch with a gun. Nah. That's just a setup. That's a setup, bro. Because if she pull a gun out on, I'm gonna shoot that bitch. Or she gonna shoot me, so why even fuck with a bitch with a gun? Especially a hood bitch. That's like the majority of that work there. So why would I, you crazy? I worked on post. Nigga was there. He told some chick that he didn't want to fuck with her no more. He wasn't fucking her no more. Bitch came to the post to fight. Knocked on the door. Boom, 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 boom. I went to the door. I said, oh shit, yo, what up, P? Usually in corrections, you call a person by the first initial. I don't know why. That was the culture. Yo, what up, P? She like, what's good? Smitty down there? It's like, yeah. You know, I ain't fucking know nothing. Yeah, you that nigga. You know, I knew that there was a thing. Nigga. That irrational, emotional ass motherfucker went downstairs. I was like, nigga, if we ain't fucking, then we gotta throw hands. How you tell that to a nigga? So I went down there, I helped calm her down and shit, and then they talked, and then she left. He was like, yo, bro, next time I'm working here, don't let her down here, bro. Imagine if she went down there with a fucking hammer. Bitches is crazy.
Recently born and they have a 10-year-old.
How you explain that to the kid? How you explain that to the kid, man? Yo. Sometimes me and my kids' mom argue in front of the kids. I be telling her I don't like that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just get up and leave. We used to have some bad arguments in front of the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? And to think like somebody telling them, yo, your mom shot your father and then shot herself. They ain't never coming back. You gotta go live with grandma or fucking Uncle Pete or some shit, nigga. That shit crazy, man. Can you imagine hearing that shit as a kid? Your parents killed each other? That shit fuck a nigga up, man. Like mentally, that'll fuck a person up. That bitch is foul for that.
The first thing these Keishas start doing is blaming the victim. These are all Keishas. I checked.
Look at this bitch.
I'm sure he deserved it, whatever it was. Really? Really? He deserved that?
You're sorely
Okay.
mistaken, Short Bus.
Look, whatever happened, he started it, I'm sure. This is terrible, right? Oh no, it gets worse. It gets much worse. It gets much worse. You got the smear campaign. You know, anytime they're in terrible light, instead of saying, you know, that was foul, she shouldn't have done that. Now the children are without the parents. She had no right to take them out. They throw the smear campaign.
You know, looking at this picture, man, she probably know she ain't gonna get another motherfucker. 2 kids, You look like you and she in her 30s, you know what I'm saying? It's over. You know, and men today, we're woken up, man. Yeah, whatever it takes, yeah, to protect the sisterhood. Yep. They all understand the assignment.
Why? Because you're starting to see more and more cases like this, and we starting to look at them. Not us, we've been knew who they were, but people are starting to look at them and say, wow, you're terrible people. So instead of, accepting what happened for what it was, for what it is, you throw a smear campaign on them. Now all of a sudden, he has houses in Virginia and he's abusive. And these websites and these pages are ran by Keishas. Look at this. Reports are circulating online that Todd Austin, widely known as the credit repair guru, may have been involved in a serious personal conflict with BM prior to the tragic incident. Allegations have surfaced suggesting possible abuse in houses in Virginia, though none of this has been officially confirmed. If none of this has been officially confirmed,
why the fuck you saying
then you're just making it up. You just threw this out of thin air. Where's your sources? Who told you this?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any. And honestly, if the family has any type of sense, they would sue.
That's crazy.
Houses in Virginia and abuse. Let's talk about abuse. Here's the real story, black men. He had a restraining order on her.
Message.
Damn.
A restraining order. Why? Why did he have a restraining order on her, huh?
Because he wasn't fucking putting hands and feet on her. This is what is that? Virginia? That's what, Arlington, right? Is that Arlington, VA? I think so.
Why? You think that's the reason why he decided to break up with her? Tired of her being abusive to him?
Message.
You think that's what it is? Does that make sense?
That's why that whole thing, there's no reason to hit a woman and all that. Bro, listen, man. Fuck that. Sometimes you gotta. If she putting hands on you, bro, you gotta let her know not to do that, because that bitch will kill you in your sleep. That bitch will kill you in your sleep, man, if she ain't like. But once you with a chick, and once y'all arguing, and today, they like to call niggas bitch ass niggas and tell you, I can't deal with that, man. I can't do that. I hurt you. I don't take that from niggas. You think I'm gonna take that from you? And I gotta, if a moment in time happens, I gotta choose between saving my life or protecting yours, and I gotta protect yours. Say fuck mine. You gonna talk to me like that? Wildin', bro. Chick put her hands on you, man. I ain't saying knock her teeth out. She punch you in the chest. You know what I'm saying? Open hand they ass, bro. And then when they close their fist, or you close yours, right? Body shots. You could sit them down with the body shots, bro. Niggas be, trying to really take that, man. Body shots, leg shots. Take them out. You ain't doing too much damage, you know, and they know that you're not playing. You can't let anybody put their hands on you and get away with it, because they'll keep doing it. They'll keep doing it, bro. You can't even let a bitch disrespect you in front of her family, because then somebody in her family gonna say, well, she don't respect him, why should I respect him? And then you gonna have to put hands on that motherfucker. It's crazy, like, relationships ain't supposed to be like this, bro. This is some whack shit. And I got another topic too I want to talk about later. It's just the evolution of relationships, right? So bitches is independent. You independent, right? We did the whole feminism shit. Y'all independent, y'all get money. So why we talking about niggas gotta pay this and pay that? Nah, you pay your own shit, bitch. Niggas did it before because you couldn't work, remember? Your ancestors couldn't work, bitch. Now y'all could work. And y'all talk shit? Fuck out of here. You gotta pay your own shit. I don't know why niggas don't see it like that. No, I'm gonna do the shit like 1940s. I'm gonna pay all of her bills and I'm gonna pay it. Man, fuck that. Fuck that. You gotta change with the times. And the times say that these bitches can pay half of everything. I kind of feel like if you want to pay everything, I mean you want to have complete say so. I don't want to have complete say so. If you don't like what I say, just go. That's all it is. I'm not trying to argue. Yo, there's so many people that we gotta argue with and deal with outside. We don't need to do that shit in the fucking house where we sleep and eat and let your guard down. Like, you want to let your guard down, man. You want this supposed to be this place where you can chill and not worry about nothing. And here come this bitch arguing, talking about the garbage or some stupid shit, man. Leave me the fuck alone.
Because that's real. That's not made up out of the air. That's real. And it makes sense now because look what she did.
Yeah. I see why he had a restraining order.
So she got so upset that he's going to live his life freely without her, continue to grow his business and be a success, and she just couldn't stand that happening without her being in a picture and decided to take him out. You know, these Keishas love getting in front of the camera and exposing everything. If that was the case, she would have got on camera and said, hey, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that, and I'm going to go over there and I'm going to send him to the upper room for this. And I'm not saying we will believe her at all. No, not saying we will believe her, but that's usually what they do. How come she didn't do any of that? You know, the Keishas love the camera.
Keishas love the camera.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You black man, look at these excuses. They had a newborn as well as a 10-year-old. It's possible she was dealing with postpartum depression. You kidding me?
So they really try to justify why she went and destroyed her entire family. Postpartum. You know what stopped postpartum? That shakes all that postpartum shit. I'm telling you because I used to work in a psych hospital. Columbia Presbyterian up there in Manhattan, 168th and Broadway. Right across the street from Columbia Presbyterian was a fucking homeless shelter. So when it's brick ass cold, where the homeless people going? To the hospital. Right? They're gonna say whatever they gotta say to get a bed for 3 nights, kid. Short stay. 72-hour evaluation. Come in saying all kinds of shit. And then at some point you get to see who's bullshitting and who's not. Right? Now, I've seen motherfuckers with real issues. Right? Real issues. Like they shit was gone. They were really fucked up. And you know what I learned? Fixes all that shit and calms it down. Either a cocktail or blunt force to the fucking head. Right? Fear make a crazy nigga make that focus align. I'm serious. I'm serious. A nigga could be wilding out. Ah, fuck that. Da, 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 da. Let the right nigga walk in the room. Let the right security guard walk in the room. Nigga chills out. He chills out. Why? He was just having a episode. Why he chill out when Son came in the room? Because no Son put hands on that motherfucker. Once again, they show they don't care about the kids, turn her child into an orphan. Man, them kids gonna be fucked up, bro. Damn. And I hate bad kids, but I love kids, man. When I started to realize how important kids were, it's like, damn, like, nigga, these are literally, when everybody retires, we ain't gonna have no more doctors, nigga. Who's it? We gonna have Indian doctors, Asian doctors. There's no more American, no more nothing. Because all these niggas is shooting each other up, killing each other, offing each other. The kids is like, yo, we need the kids. We need them to grow up healthy and smart, nigga. Like, yo, we really need them to grow up okay. They're gonna take care of us. They're gonna take care of society. They're gonna be the doctors. You be nice to the kid, you raise them up in a good environment. They remember that. When they see an old person, they're gonna think of their fucking parent who was good to them, and then they're gonna do the right thing. But if they grow up traumatized, fucked up, you might get what the fuck we got now. All these doctors, man, these niggas don't want to be doctors. All these doctors don't want to be doctors. All these lawyers don't want to. These motherfuckers was pushed in that shit by their parents, and they resented it. And we're dealing with motherfuckers that got C's and D's in fucking college and shit, bro. They don't do that shit. They don't care. These motherfuckers is raping clients. The same hospital I used to work for, they $200 million payout because this nigga was putting his dick in the mouth of patients that was knocked out for years. Yo, what the hell is wrong with people, man? They're supposed to be a doctor, bro. And he face fucking the fucking clients every time. You know he can't resist. Every time a patient come in the room, he know that motherfucker ain't gonna wake up, put the dick in his mouth. Ugh. These motherfuckers don't want to be doctors. Yo, they dead ass paying a lawsuit out right now for that shit, bro. They fired, was it 20,000? They fired 20,000 people. They got to get that money back. They got to get that money back. You pay 200-something million because this nigga can't literally keep his dick in his pants. You got to get the money back. Go around to all the departments to find out who fucking off and who we don't need. close that shit down. These bras, they fuck that kid up. They fuck them kids up. The infant is just gonna grow up how I grow up. 10-year-old. Oh man. I don't even want to think about it, bro.
Are you kidding me? So that's all you need now? That's all. That's the get out of jail free card. She sent him to the upper room because of postpartum depression.
You big dummy.
It's disgusting, man. Disgusting.
Yo. Hey, I fucking love you niggas in the chat, man. You make the whole streams. Niggas say, you know that pervert spirit was running amok between you and my man Cortez Dolomite. Plus all these Keishas in the comments not considering kids. Yeah, they don't give a fuck about kids. I have never seen such an influx of bitches leaving their kids alone. To go on a trip. To go on a cruise. To go to a party. Bitch, one bitch left her kid, wherever the fuck she was at, for 6 days, bro. She left her kid for 6, and it was like a infant, bro. There's a new one out right now. Bitch left her kid out, and the baby passed away. But there was one like 2-3 years ago. Bitch left her kid for 6 days to go celebrate her birthday, like in Miami or some shit. Bitches don't care about the kids, man. There was one in Detroit. She ain't lived in that house for like 5 years. They go by once a week and leave a tray of food on the fucking doorstep. Yo, when I see shit, like before I used to think like what kind of evil human being would kill a parent. I was very judgmental when I used to work on the job, bro. I was very judgmental. But then I started to see, like, yo, these parents really be violating these kids. You know what I'm saying? There's one dude, this was like the only inmate I ever apologized to. Cause he beat his mom to death with a bat. But she used to sell him to men for crack and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a long story. I told this story before. Shit, one time me and him got into it. And, you know, it was the only thing I could fucking say. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw the look on his face, then I knew the shit was true. So I'm like, damn, that shit was true? Shit bothered me for like 4 days, man. I couldn't take it no more. I called the nigga in the fucking day room. I was like, yo, man, I don't do this shit often. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, we got into it the other day, you know, I said something to you I shouldn't have said. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit was eating away at me, bro. Like, I'm glad he killed that bitch, bro. I'm sorry he doing time. I wish they would cut his time 2/3 off, man. Like, shit crazy. Yeah, man. But these women, they don't care about the kids, man. This shit nuts.
And they were well known by many due to the nature of his, you know, these Keishas, they have issues with grammar.
You big dummy.
Due to his business. Not due to the nature of his business. His business. That's his business. That was his business. Nobody wasn't reaching out to her, telling her thank you for helping. No, him. Get this. See, black men, I need you to understand something. Keisha, number one go-to move is to paint narratives about people that just won't go along with their storyline of dysfunction when it comes to black men. If you're a black man and you're looking at this and saying, wow, this is disturbing, you're going to have a Keisha who's going to look at it and say, yeah, he was doing something. No, nobody else. I didn't see any Beckys. I didn't see any Beckys saying anything like this. I didn't see any Hectors. Because it was all types of people reaching out to him. He didn't just reach one demographic of people. I didn't see Beckys say anything like this. I didn't see Hector. I didn't see Brad. I didn't see black men. I only saw them. So now he's a Zestmeister? You...
Yo, this nigga says Zestmeister.
Can see what and who you... How? What are you talking about? He's in pictures with his family. All the pictures that's up there is him, his children, and the Keisha that took him out. The Keisha that destroyed everybody's life.
Yep.
What are you talking about? Not making any sense. Like I said, this story broke on social media first. So
crazy. So Shorty right here was found, but he was taken, which is what needs to be addressed, right? And I'm gonna tell you how it should be addressed.
Breaking news, we want to let you know about the missing 7-year-old boy out of Milwaukee has been found safe. Jamal White is safe. That Amber Alert now canceled. Someone took Jamal White at gunpoint last night. Here is a live look at 39th and Lloyd, where family says he was found. You can see a huge law enforcement presence on the scene. Milwaukee police out there. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network confirms that Jamal was found safe.
Wait, what did she say? 39th and what?
Here is a live look at 39th and Lloyd, where family
see something.
Says he was found. You can see a huge law enforcement presence on the scene. Milwaukee police out there. The Wisconsin Crime Alert Network confirms that Jamal was found safe. We have a crew on the scene. TJ Dysart will be bringing us updates, and we will have much more tonight on 12 News again at 10. But again, the missing 7-year-old out of Milwaukee, Jamal White, has been found safe.
Premium quality product labels, exceptional customer service.
So let me see something. All right, Milwaukee South Side recently made headlines, not because it's dangerous in general, but because there was a missing 7-year-old. That specific incident was extraordinary, a dramatic abduction. Generally speaking, all right. Oh, it's a bad neighborhood. Milwaukee overall gets a D+, safety grade ranking. It's ranking safer than 30% of U.S. cities, but that varies widely by neighborhood. Crime is more concentrated in the eastern parts, where the population density and the commercial zones are higher. All right. 39th and Lloyd isn't known as a crime hotspot, but like any urban area, it isn't crime-free either. The recent kidnapping was rare, serious incident, not evident of a general trend. For real-time insight, check the Milwaukee PD Interaction Crime Map. All right, so they're saying it's not that bad, but Milwaukee altogether is kind of fucked up. Shit. So when it comes to these neighborhoods, not you. So when it comes to these neighborhoods, right, and shit like this, I think it's important to talk to your neighbors and make a pact with them. The ones that you could, you know what I'm saying, verify, you know, you've been living around them for a while, so you know what's up. But make a pact with them so you can know what's really going on. And be like, yo, listen, man, in case of anything, if your kid need help, he can come knock on my door. She can come knock on my door. And y'all exchange that amongst each other on that block. So if anything happened, that kid needs to get somewhere safe ASAP. You can knock on anybody's door, bro, and be safe. Because this whole shit, man, there was an incident. Yeah, people not really saying too much bad shit in the comments about that. This type of incident, man, you can't be known as a spot where niggas run in and snatch your kids. Your neighborhood can't be known as that, and you got to be ready to take them niggas out before you call the cops. Because believe me, I know. Once you call the cops on them and they get in the back of that damn paddy wagon, revenge, you ain't gonna get revenge. If somebody did something to your family member or to you, and you got the opportunity to get them before the cops come, you need to get your get back before the cops come. Now, them niggas, depending on what they did, they go to jail, they gonna go to PC. Niggas gotta make sure that they safe and make sure they get their barbershop hair visit and their regular visit and go to rec, and their food gotta be a certain temperature. You know, they gotta see, like, it's a whole bunch. It's a whole bunch of shit, like, and the population ain't like how they used to be. Like, they'll be making meals with that nigga that did something crazy to your kid. It ain't like before. Before they found out, man, that motherfucker, they tell you, yo, CO, man, you gotta put this shit on the gate. You know? Like, we fuck with you, but if you don't get him out of here, you're gonna have some paperwork. That's what they'll say. You know, we fuck with you, but if you don't get him out of here, because, you know, and when you hear people talk about, oh, yeah, you know, yeah, nah, when I was a C, I did this, that, and they better, especially if it's a bitch. Because bitches, they can't really do shit, so what they do? They call the niggas. So don't listen to them saying shit. But it's a true shit. No matter how much niggas fuck with you, when they gotta go down, it's gonna go down. I remember, and I felt sorry for my homeboy, man. He had a double slashing on one tour. Double slashing. Breakfast time. The target was on his side. And they told the dude on the other side, yo, when they serving breakfast, you get to the other side any way you can, and you cut that nigga. Well, he ain't do it. So guess what happened? Another person had a set of orders. And what was his orders? If he don't cut him, you cut him. and cut that nigga. And that's what he did. That inmate somehow made it from one side to the other, and it's a door. You got to open the door. He made it from one side to the other, cut the nigga that was supposed to do the cutting, and then cut the target. And they all fucked with my homeboy. That was his steady. But when they got to go down, it's gonna go down. It's not like that when it come to, you know, sex offenders and shit no more, man. They eat with these niggas. They let them live. It's crazy. Not respectable shit at all. Now, this shit here, I want to talk about Diddy. Diddy! So Diddy sued Diageo. We knew he sued Diageo, but we didn't have the paperwork. Where's the paperwork? Oh, there you go. No, that ain't it. What is this? Jane Doe. Oh, these other niggas. No, that's not that. Let me see. We didn't have the paperwork. God damn it. Hold on. There's some other shit going on too that they ain't fucking talk about. All right, let me just bring it up here. Bring it out. Where's it at? So I'm gonna go here. The fuck is this? Did they get rid of that shit? So I know I had it. Oh, shit got me tight. God damn, bro. The fuck, man? Yo, I'll tell you, sometimes you be looking at shit and niggas will come and erase it, bro. These niggas gotta go and erase the shit. Man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm pissed off. There we go. Why that shit? This is the same shit. Why they like? Had to refine it and resend it to me. Bro, that's not what I... Yo. I don't know why that shit was just giving me such a hard time, bro. That's crazy. Fuck that. Got it. I don't know why that shit was even tripping like that. All right, this is it right here. Diageo, North America, right? This was the shit. Combs LLC. Nature of the action, right? So he talks about Diageo, right? He says shit like cloaking itself in the language of diversity and equality is good for Diageo's business, but it was a lie. Like, this nigga was coming at them. Pause. Hey, yo. Pause. He was going straight at them in this fucking lawsuit. All right, so he goes down here and he says, hold on, let me see. The introduction. Combs is a powerful force, both entertainment and in business, right? So he took on Diageo's shit, blew it up. After a few years, him and Diageo bought, what's that other liquor? De Leon. I didn't know that, but him and Diageo went in on that De Leon shit. And let's see.
Combs is no stranger to legal maneuvering. As a businessman, he was involved in a lot of different industries: music, media, fashion, and of course, multiple lawsuits from both men and women who claim that he sexually assaulted them in the 90s and 2000s, with some of the alleged incidents happening as recently as a couple of years ago. And then there are more civil actions that could be on the horizon. Texas attorney Tony Busby says that he expects to file separate lawsuits on behalf of more than 100 alleged sexual abuse victims, including people who say they were minors at the time they were abused at the hands of Sean Combs. Now, this, of course, comes as Combs faces accusations from the federal government as well. He was arrested in New York 3 weeks ago. He's been behind bars ever since at the infamous Metropolitan Detention Center. Now, it's expected that this week his attorneys will try for a third time to get him bail. This is because the case is now going to a new judge. But remember, the government accuses him of sex trafficking and running a criminal enterprise with basically the sole purpose of satisfying his sexual fantasies. Combs and his legal team, though, have adamantly denied any and all allegations of criminal activity and sexual abuse, saying the people filing all of these lawsuits are just looking for a payday. Combs' lead counsel says that Combs is looking forward to proving his innocence in court and that he may even get up on the stand and testify. Now, as a reminder, I have to put in this caveat. There are not going to be any cameras in the courtroom for his criminal trial. New York courts do not permit filming inside, let alone federal courts. I could go on and on about how I think that's a big mistake, but that's a sidebar for a different day. But what we are going to have are probably courtroom sketches. We'll hear accounts from people inside. Maybe.
Yeah, don't forget, this is 9 months ago. But the guy he's going to pull up, this guy here.
Defense and civil rights attorney Tyler Bailey to talk more about this. Tyler, thanks so much for coming on. What is your reaction to the current situation that Sean Combs finds himself in? Because as I mentioned, it wasn't bad enough that he was facing a number of lawsuits. It wasn't bad enough that his homes were raided. It wasn't bad enough that he was hit with federal charges. But now 100 more lawsuits could be on the horizon, and you have to wonder if he could be hit with additional charges as a result of that.
Well, when it rains, it pours, and for Sean Diddy Combs, it appears as if the world is crumbling around him. He's in jail, bond has been denied, countless lawsuits. For somebody who was arguably a billionaire to be in the position that he's in now has to be, a complete 180 and shocking for him. All these lawsuits, at some point, the money could dry up, his assets could be frozen. There's a lot that I'm pretty sure he's thinking about while trying to defend himself and probably protect his mental state while incarcerated.
Now, to be clear, there are a number of defenses he could raise, both for the civil lawsuits and the criminal charges, mostly saying everybody's not telling the truth. This was all consensual in a new indictment where charges related to minors will be
investigate and bring cases unless they're strong. They have a high conviction rate. So yes, he can raise defenses, additional possible civil facts that are gathered as a result of these additional possible civil actions. They will probably have an obligation to bring a superseding indictment. And Jesse, the feds don't investigate and bring cases unless they're strong. They have a high conviction rate. So yes, he can raise the.
Shout out to Diddy for beating the feds.
Anybody can raise a defense. Now, overcoming the federal government is a tough challenge for people who are even at the means as Sean Diddy Combs does here. So if there are allegations that there were minors involved, we could very much see something of that sort, more charges coming down from the feds on Mr. Combs.
By the way, as I was going through this lawsuit, it made me think how skilled you have to be in this area of law, litigation, something I practiced, by the way. And particularly, I got to call out personal injury case. This is something we haven't talked about in a while. Please start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC sidebar. So I want to talk about Diageo. This is something we haven't talked about in a while. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, this is an international alcoholic beverage company. It's based in London. It is a major distributor of Scotch whiskey, producing major brands like Johnny Walker, but they also have other liquors in their portfolio over the years. A lot of brands, Ciroc, Smirnoff, Bailey's, Tanqueray. They also own Guinness. And I want to talk about 2007, because in 2007, Sean Combs signed a deal with Diageo to promote Ciroc vodka. Many of you might remember those campaigns. But then in...
Yo, shout out to my man Darkness. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome.
2013, he purchased the brand De Leon tequila with Diageo. This was an interesting partnership. And Combs claimed that when Diageo bought competing tequila brands like Don Julio and Casamigos, they stopped giving De Leon as much attention. And Combs said it was because he was black. And he
them shades is fire.
didn't just imply that, he stated that in a lawsuit. I want you to take a look at some of the first lines of this lawsuit that he filed against Diageo. It was filed on behalf of Combs Wine and Spirits LLC. It reads, quote, "Cloaking itself in the language of diversity and equality is good for Diageo's business, but it is a lie. While Diageo may conspicuously include images of its black partners in advertising materials and press releases, its words only provide the illusion of inclusion. As Combs Wines and Sean Combs have experienced firsthand, Diageo, by and through its parent company's chief executive officer, Ivan Menendez, has proven unwilling to treat its black partners equally, even when explicitly required by contract to do so." The complaint goes on to say that rather than equal treatment, Diageo has treated Mr. Combs and his brands worse than others because he is black. Diageo has typecasted Ciroc and De Leon, apparently deciding they are black brands that should be targeted only to urban consumers. Diageo's president of reserve and new business, Stephen Rust, directly acknowledged the company's racist undertones in 2019, telling Mr. Combs that some within Diageo's leadership resented him for making too much money.
Now, you got somebody, this person works for them, right? This person works for them, and he's like, yeah, man, motherfuckers racist.
He also admitted that Mr. Combs' race was part of the reason Diageo limited the neighborhoods where the Combs brands were distributed. If Mr. Combs were Martha Stewart, Mr. Russ said, things would be different. So Tyler, quite the accusations there. What were your reactions to that? What's your reaction to that? And also, are claims like this tough to prove?
Claims like this are extremely tough to prove, especially at that level. But, you know, language like this is not uncommon in lawsuits that are alleging any facts concerning racial discrimination. Now, the fact that Mr. Combs, who's an astute businessman, decided to file this lawsuit knowing everything else that he had going on may have not been the smartest thing on his front. But they're hard to claim. I'm not surprised by the allegations because, you know, in lawsuits, lawyers, we put some flamboyant language in our lawsuits, but you have to back them up with facts. And I'm pretty sure Mr. Combs and the lawyers believe that the facts justified that type of language in the lawsuit.
I thought the phrase "illusion of inclusion" was great. That's a sticking one.
I love it.
That was a really good one. So going back to here, I have to let everybody know that if you were reading this lawsuit, but particularly if you're not, I have to let you know that parts of this lawsuit are completely redacted. We do not know what they say whatsoever. For example, the sections that talk about what exactly was in the contract between Combs Wine and Diageo, completely redacted. By the way, Tyler, why would that be the case?
Well, there may be some trade privileges there, some information that's protected and could go to their underlying business strategy and how they decide to enter into partnerships. So they probably did not want that information being public and disseminated broadly.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But Combs does say that he was able to leverage his influence to market Ciroc vodka, saving a struggling brand. The complaint states, quote, "Mr. Combs' impact is proven by the numbers. In 2007, Ciroc sold only about 75,000 cases per year. In just 2 years after Mr. Combs began promoting Ciroc, annual sales grew to about 400,000 cases. And by 2014, sales of Ciroc had grown by over 3,000% since Mr. Combs began marketing it to approximately 2.6 million cases sold per year. Due to the power, reach, and efforts of Mr. Combs, Ciroc went from just another vodka to a billion-dollar spirit brand known by millions." Tyler, I'll just stop right there. I don't know if those numbers are accurate, but I wouldn't be surprised because I always equated Ciroc with Sean Combs.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point in the mid, 2000s to probably 2007 to 2014 or so, where if you're going out to the club, you're drinking Ciroc. The Ciroc boys. DIDDY he was promoting Ciroc. Anywhere he went, he brought a bottle of Ciroc with him. And I didn't know what Ciroc was before DIDDY. I think that shows you, what he brought to the company. I think it sounds reasonable.
In my days of going out back in the day. This is before my married life. I remember everybody equated it. Every time Ciroc came out, it was like, oh, Diddy, you know, like that was the brand. Whoever bought it, they called them Diddy because of it. So I can see those numbers. Again, I can't confirm them, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually true. But Combs claims that when he and Diageo joined forces to buy, market, and sell De Leon tequila, Diageo promised to help with distribution and investment. Combs claims that never happened, and instead the focus was put on other newly acquired brands like I mentioned. He even accuses...
Now, they were placed on other brands, right? If you recall, there was a show, I think it is Earn Your Leisure, right? And on Earn Your Leisure, he was talking to the boys, and he told them that he found out that there was no agave for his tequila, right? Let's see, did he earn your leisure? All right, let's see here. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they still
white only business, just like you have white only bathrooms back in the days. I already went through that. I went through that with Sean John. Yes. I was always fighting for Ciroc not to be pigeonholed. Not to be pigeonholed as a black brand. Never been done.
Clap it up for that.
And so 15 years later, even though I had that success, I was always fighting for Ciroc not to be pigeonholed. Not to be pigeonholed as a black brand, not to be pigeonholed as an urban brand. I already went through that. I went through that with Sean John. They put rooms back in the days and you have black only business. Was with De Leon. I still own De Leon, okay? So with De Leon, I sent my people.
Before you tell the story about that, just talk about the process of getting De Leon, right? Because it was you proved yourself with Ciroc, and so now there's an opportunity to create something else.
With a lot of, first of all, corporate America is made and built for white men. So when you're going into corporate America, usually your entryway is to help them with their diversity problem. But at the end of the day, you want to be able to open up doors. Sometimes you got to take that opportunity and get in. And so that's what I did with Ciroc. But I told them I don't work for nobody. Everything in my portfolio I own. So you guys have to know my ultimate dream is a tequila. Since I was a kid, I remember drinking tequila or being afraid to drink tequila at first. Since not a kid, a teenager.
Correction, please.
Nah, nigga. Diddy, we know. We already know. The case is already going on. You good, though.
I was over 21.
Yeah. He was 21 at Howard. I remember it.
Yeah, but tequila used to have a worm in it. That's how dangerous they used to like market it. But I was like, I really love tequila. And this was before the whole tequila craze. So it's like you make a deal. You make a deal like, I'm going to advance this for you so then we could be good partners and you could give me what I want, which is my opportunity for me to own my brand and to be able to build generational wealth for my kids and my people. And I just need the same 24 hours as y'all giving everybody else in your portfolio. And I couldn't get that. I had to send my people down to Mexico. And this is just to tell you what the fight is about. They went down to Mexico. And when they got down there, they found out that there was 0 agave planted for De Leon. So there was no plan for us to be successful. There was no equal treatment. The other brands, they had agave planted. They had no agave planted for me. And sometimes you have to go check even your partners to see what's really going on. And so when I saw that, I was like, nah, I'm gonna fight because it's bigger than me. it's about not just me, it's about we, it's about all of us. So I chose my purpose over profit. And that's the whole DeLeon situation.
Yeah, you brought up distribution. Yeah, clap it up for that. You brought up distribution, and you come from the music world, and so distribution is a...
Hold on, I need to say this. I need y'all to still support DeLeon. You know, we gonna win this. Believe that. Still support DeLeon, y'all.
Still owned by a black man? It's owned by a black man.
Owned by a black man.
Owned by a black man. You come from the music world where distribution means one thing. For some of the audience who may not be familiar, I'm sure they could consume spirits, but they don't really know what it means to have distribution inside of that space. What does that look like when you're building a brand like DeLeon and Interrupt?
Yeah, supply and distribution is everything. Whether you came from the streets, we all know that. We learned that at a very young age. And so no matter how I market a product, if they just keep me in black neighborhoods through the distribution, I can never grow. I can never be as great as I could be or as great as we can be. You know what I'm saying? I had to go from me to we. And so when I started really looking at every decision I was making, I was like, that this is something that I have to change. I can't just come and get this check and not be changing the way the ecosystem is. So if you want to have a successful brand, you have to have, number one is you have to have the supply to meet the demand, and then you have to have the distribution. And so if people control your supply and control your distribution, they control your future. And so that's what I'm fighting for right now.
So when they say, when these boys was talking about that, that's what the hell they were talking about. Where you at?
Is Diageo of changing the bottle for the tequila to a more inferior material and then launched it without any sort of marketing to the customer. The lawsuit says, while Diageo has undoubtedly violated its contractual obligations and unfairly lined its own pockets, this case is not an ordinary contract dispute in which a party chooses to disregard its contractual promises due to greed and profit. Rather, and similar to the realities experienced by many people of color in the United States, Diageo's treatment of its business relationship with Mr. Combs was tainted by racial...
Now, I want to know if Combs mentioned that about the agave in the lawsuit. Shiny Toys, Diageo, Billions. Okay, Diageo insisted on an inferior design materials. All right. Refused to abide by obligations. For example, Diageo blank discontinued DeLeon's 375, the popular half a bottle option offered by nearly all major spirit brands. So they stopped making that. Here we go, he did. Look, 2020 unfair treatment of DeLeon reached new heights amidst a growing shortage of agave, the key ingredient in tequila. Diageo brazenly snubbed DeLeon by, and they redacted it. The result of this systemized neglect, widespread and years-long shortages of out-of-stock of DeLeon tequila in major markets, including California, Texas, Florida. Adding insult to injury, Combs learned of these varied inventory issues from retailers, not from Diageo. Diageo's failure to provide even this basic courtesy confirmed the worst. This was not a good faith partnership, let alone trusting marriage Mr. Combs hoped for. While Diageo was undoubtedly violated its contractual obligations and unfairly lined its own pockets, this case is not ordinary contract dispute. Chooses to disregard rather similar realities experienced by many people of color in the United States. Diageo treatment of its business relationship was tainted by racial prejudices. For example, $1 billion brand that had widespread appeal. So you said something about Ciroc. And he said unequal treatment of Combs is at times even less subtle. Mr. Rust told Combs everything would have been different if he was a white, not black celebrity. Wow. Diageo, in other words, openly admitted that it viewed Mr. Combs merely as a black man that might prove useful in marketing to black customers, nothing more. Predictably, DeLeon and Mr. Combs bore the brunt of Diageo's conduct. It soon became clear Diageo had stopped even going through the motions that are expected in any good faith partnership. Multiple retailers, Diageo's paper promises turned to be little more than a way to make Mr. Combs sit down and shut up. Despite committing to be transparent about the production and sale of DeLeon, Diageo deceived Combs when asked about such issues. Diageo told Combs Wines that its glass supplier had unexpected disruptions due to COVID, and therefore could not produce as many bottles of DeLeon tequila as expected. But when Combs spoke to representatives of that supplier, they said the shortages were due to planned maintenance that occurs every 7 years. Maintenance that Diageo surely knew about, but never told Combs Wines. This time, with understandably little trust left in Diageo team, Combs took action immediately. Okay. They demanded that it's redacted. In short, Diageo didn't care about respecting obligations to Combs Wines. All it cared about was avoiding public accountability for its own discriminatory conduct. Combs entered into this agreement based on what turned out to be false promises. Diageo would correct its course, commit meaningfully support to DeLeon brand, and finally live up to diversity promises. All right, but they didn't keep the promises. Okay. All right. Most recently, Diageo has crippled DeLeon's growth by failing to keep up with consumer demand for DeLeon's Reposado tequila. Reposado tequila's surged in popularity. Diageo did not adequately ramp DeLeon production, causing DeLeon Reposado to be consistently out of stock and forcing interested DeLeon consumers to look elsewhere. Damn. He said DeLeon doesn't even have a dedicated brand page on the website. Damn. They said, fuck your shit. We ain't even putting your shit on our website, bro. Damn. Multiple distributors told Combs that Diageo has not spoken to them about DeLeon or Ciroc. Other distributors lack even the basic information about the brands needed to decide whether to carry the brands or sort of information. Numerous market. Damn. You know, I believe him.
Prejudices. Tyler, your thoughts on that?
You know, on the surface, without knowing more, it's kind of hard to see or say one way or the other. Now, here's one thing to think about
What?
Oh!
What? Nigga, we just sat here and read that shit. What are you talking about? What is this nigga talking about? Come on, man.
I've been thinking about is, let's say Diageo started to lose faith in Mr. Combs as a businessman due to having information that the public did not know about these parties, about all these different allegations. And they started to slowly start to change their business model in another direction rather than partnering with Mr. Combs. They could have been they could be, foreshadowing or seeing a demise there. And so that could be the reason. Maybe it wasn't racial. I'm not sure. But on the surface, we can't tell. I'm sure Mr. Combs in his position believes it was. But if it was based on some sort of racial bias, that would seem to be doing business in bad faith. But in business deals, it's easy to point to some other justification why they.
So this guy's saying, maybe Diageo foresaw the shit he was doing at his parties and tried to distance themselves from him. Bro, you've been hearing about Diddy and these parties for 30 years, nigga. Before you even took him on as a client, a business partner, you've been hearing about it. So a multi-billion-dollar global company, I'm sure you will vet the motherfuckers that you're going to do business with, right? So you mean to tell me this big-ass company signs a contract, does deals with him for 7 years, they're doing business with Ciroc, and then they move on to DeLeon, and then they decide, you know what, man, I think he's a freakazoid. The public doesn't know he's a freakazoid, so we're just gonna stop. We're just gonna slowly wean the public off of DeLeon. Bro, niggas ain't even know who you were. Who the fuck knew who Diageo was? I never heard about Diageo until this Diddy case right here. Niggas don't know Diageo on a liquor bottle, nigga. What are you talking about? And you do what everybody else does. Nike, Adidas, Gatorade, vitamin water. Oh shit, he beat his girlfriend up in a hotel room. We're gonna drop his contract. That's what niggas do. So what do you mean maybe you foresaw? Why is this guy making excuses for these? He's making excuses for them.
We can't tell. They could be, foreshadowing or seeing a demise there. And so,
nah, nigga, no.
Allegations, and they started to slowly change their business model in another direction rather than partnering with Mr. Combs. They could have been they could be, foreshadowing or seeing.
Nah, man, listen. All you gotta do is call that nigga and like, yo, Combs, what's up, man? Yo, we've been hearing some shit, before this gets big, before this gets blown out of proportion, is there anything you want to tell us? Maybe we can restructure this deal. Like, what's going on? They didn't do that. They just didn't plant that nigga's tequila. Because Diddy was making too much money off of that shit. He was making too much money off of that. You can't be like, oh, they foresaw, that he was having freak off. Like, nigga.
A demise there. And so that could be the reason. Maybe it wasn't racial. I'm not sure. But on this
nigga said maybe it wasn't.
Oh!
This nigga said maybe it wasn't. And you got motherfucker working for Diageo telling Combs that it is racial. You just read that. He just read that. And now you saying, well, maybe it wasn't racial. What kind of, man, just take your color. I wish you would just take niggas' colors from them, man. Just take your color from you, bro. You ain't fucking.
Surface, we can't tell. I'm sure Mr. Combs in his position believes it was. But if it was based on some sort of racial bias, that would seem to be doing business in bad faith. But in business deals, it's easy to point to some other justification why they transitioned or went another direction.
That's a really good point, huh? I mean, we won't know, maybe yet, but that's really interesting. I wonder if any executives from Diageo would be called as potential witnesses in a criminal case, but you kind of make me think of it now. That
No,
might have
Jesse,
wanted to sever
can I
ties.
mention one thing?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so I mean, think about this. If you are a global distributor of wine and beverages, and you are going to enter into a multi-year contractual obligation with somebody who's arguably one of the biggest stars in the world, you know they're not going to a deal like that without doing thorough due diligence, looking into, you know, your personal life.
Okay, exactly. And so this guy makes no sense to me. Obviously, like you said, they probably did that. And motherfuckers will, you know, based on what it is, they say, you know what, man, this motherfucker's hot right now. You know, we could get him to push our fucking brand even more. And then when shit comes up, we'll just drop him. That's what they do with these fucking athletes. Fresh out of college or in college, they're like, yeah, man, hey, yo, just drink this Gatorade in front of these motherfuckers. Wear my Under Armour in front of these motherfuckers. And then when the shit comes up, they just gonna drop you. So what the hell, like, no, it's not making sense.
Financial position. They're not going to just see somebody who has 1 million followers or 2 million followers and say, hey, let's sign a contract for 7 years and we're going to be business partners. So they probably knew information that they were privy to that Mr. Combs may have not even knew that they knew.
But then if you couple that with what the indictment says that he had been engaging in criminal conduct since 2008. So they should have known at the time they entered into.
Thank you. Even Brad had to tell this fucking nigga that shit. Even Brad sees through the bullshit. Like, why would you say that? Even a white dude said, well, you know, 7 years, that was 2007 to 2014, they were doing this Ciroc thing. So they had to have known before they signed a contract with this nigga.
But then if you couple that with what the indictment says that he had been engaging in criminal conduct since 2008. So they should have known at the time they entered into the agreement with them, if they really did the due diligence, what might have been happening. So it does become, I'm not taking away with what you're saying, but it
I'm taking away from what you're saying. That shit's stupid.
Does become interesting if they did know something when they found out. Now, Combs says, right, he says that he didn't even mention the allegation you put forward, which I think is a really interesting way to put this. But he says this was race, and he says he wasn't the first black entrepreneur to encounter problems with the Diageo company, because the complaint says, quote, groundbreaking black artist Pharrell Williams alleged in a lawsuit filed in 2013 that despite entering a 3-year contract to produce and distribute his alcoholic beverage, Q Cream, Diageo shut down.
Hey, yo.
Oh!
What? Q Cream? Y'all ever heard of that shit? That's some gay ass shit, man. Who names a liquor Q Cream? What the fuck? Queer cream? What the fuck is going on here? Pharrell?
On the partnership in breach of the parties' agreement after just 2 years. Even more recently, Ebony Major, the first black blender at a major whiskey distillery, filed suit against Diageo for discrimination. After she created a bourbon called Blenders Select, Diageo sent Miss Major on a publicity tour to promote it. Yet Miss Major left just a few months later, alleging persistent racial hostility, including pay discrepancies and demeaning treatment by coworkers. So Tyler, we talked earlier about how these cases might be difficult to prove, but if you can show a pattern, that would be incredibly important for your case, right?
Oh, white boy right. White boy right. Pattern. He's the third dude. That's a pattern, my man. You did it once. You did it a second time. You did it a third time. You got a pattern. Oh, shit.
Incredibly important, incredibly relevant. and these are credible people who've made similar allegations. So I think that definitely supports Mr. Combs' position. And in any civil case, when you're trying to prove your case, having prior instances of similar allegations helps further prove, that they may have a viable claim. And unlike the criminal case, it's just 51%. That's all you need. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. Preponderance of the evidence trying to show that the facts are more in favor of one side than the other.
More likely than not, right? More likely than not.
That's right.
Happened. So Combs' legal team alleges that they tried to go through all of these different business channels to try to get things fixed, but they were stonewalled. So Combs files this lawsuit. He was actually looking for injunctive relief, including as well as damages, but forcing this company, Diageo, to fulfill its contractual obligations. Well, in response to the lawsuit, which was filed in June of 2023, Diageo denied the claims, saying Combs was resorting to false and reckless allegations in an effort to extract additional billions from the company. And they claim actually it was Combs who wasn't giving the brands as much attention as they deserved. They wrote, quote, "Despite having made nearly $1 billion over the course of our 15-year relationship, Mr. Combs contributed a total of $1,000 and refused to honor his..."
Despite having made nearly $1 billion over the course of our 15-year relationship, Combs contributed a total of $1,000 and refused to honor his commitments. Hold on. In this statement made by Diageo, when they say Combs only contributed $1,000, what does that mean? I mean, he's the pusher. What all would he need to contribute? Supposedly, I think didn't they say that they both went in on it? Let me see. They claim that Combs only invested $1,000 into the business, despite them generating nearly $1 billion. What Diageo is implying, minimal financial input. They argue that Combs barely put any money in, just $1,000 total, yet it is now making significant legal claims. Failure to meet obligations. They claim he refused to honor his commitments, suggested that he was expected to do more financially or operationally. Breach of contract. Diageo is accusing him of acting in bad faith and breaching agreements, which gives them justification to sever ties. Combs sued Diageo alleging racial discrimination, lack of support for his liquor brand, Ciroc de Leon. Diageo responded by essentially saying that Combs didn't invest or contribute meaningfully, so his lawsuit is baseless. So, do we know what the fuck he contributed to Ciroc? Nah, we don't know. That just doesn't make any sense.
Commitments. Mr. Combs' bad faith actions have clearly breached his contracts and left us no choice but to move to dismiss his baseless complaint and end our business relationship. Tyler, there's always two sides to a story.
there always are two sides to the story, but, of course they're going to deny it. I mean, they would never admit it. It sounds like, even them saying Combs only contributed $1,000 towards their relationship, I think that's a stretch. We all have seen the efforts that he's done on social media and building the brand. I've heard of this tequila brand before, so some things aren't necessarily, shouldn't be counted in dollars and cents, but of course they're going to deny these allegations.
Let's see how it ties back to this current situation, because we know that just a few months later in November,
Diageo was saying Combs didn't put up capital. He mostly brought his name, influence, and marketing power. All right, but in celebrity brand partners, could that be why there was no Agave Planet? They probably had to pay to have the Agave Planet, and he probably felt, I ain't gonna lie, he probably felt like, yo, I'm pushing this shit like I pushed Ciroc. Okay. Oh shit. Damn. I think I kind of see what's going on here. He brought his name, influence, and marketing, but in celebrity brand partnerships, that can be worth far more than cash. True, especially when building a brand. What happened next? The courts will decide if the lawsuit has merit, or if Diageo's motion to dismiss succeeds. Oh, damn. Did Diddy drop it, or was it dismissed as Diageo wanted? Diddy voluntarily withdrew his suit. He dropped all claims against Diageo and dismissed his lawsuit with prejudice, meaning he can't refile those same claims. Diageo regained full control of the brands. Ciroc, they regained full control of De Leon, and they are completely owned and controlled by Diageo. Diddy no longer holds any ownership or business role with them. No court verdict. The case was not dismissed for lack of merit. It ended in a settlement. Both sides mutually agreed to resolve the dispute out of court. This means no financial or public win declared by either party. Diddy gave up his legal claims, likely in exchange for some undisclosed concession or agreement.
November of 2023, Cassandra Ventura would file her lawsuit against Combs, making very...
But, of course, they're going to deny these allegations.
Let's see how it ties back to this current situation, because we know that just a few months later, in November of 2023, Cassandra Ventura would file her lawsuit against Combs, making very public, very graphic allegations against him. Again, Combs settled that lawsuit the next day. The exact details of that settlement weren't released. But then we fast forward to January of 2024, Diageo announced that Combs had withdrawn all of his allegations, that they no longer had a business relationship with him. Combs said he would voluntarily dismiss his lawsuit against Diageo with prejudice. That means it's final. He can't bring that lawsuit back again in the future. He won't refile it. Tyler, you know what I'm going to ask you. Do you think it was these sexual assault lawsuits that played a role in his decision to end this lawsuit against Diageo?
I 100% think it was. I think that Mr. Combs when he decided to become a plaintiff and enter into litigation, there's things discovery, subpoena power. He has to give up information to participate in the litigation. So I think that once he realized that the lawyers could start, prying and have a legal justification to do so, and that information could be revealed more broadly, he tried to remove himself from all types of litigation as quickly as possible. That's what it seems like on the surface, whether it's the Diageo lawsuit or quickly settling with Miss Ventura shortly after that.
Do you think it was also a matter of finances? He's being hit with multiple lawsuits, probably thought more were going to be coming, maybe even anticipated that he could.
Okay, so Diddy filed this case against Diageo May 2023. Cassie filed her lawsuit June, July, August, September, October, November. 6 months later, November 2023. Okay. Cassie lawsuit came before Diddy settled with Diageo. Wow. That's why he dropped it. That's why he dropped it. That was the Ace of Spades. Excuse me. That was the big joker. You file a case on me? Cool. Why you got a case going against me? This bitch puts a case on you. Diddy drops the case. Diageo gave Cassie some money. Diageo gave Cassie some money. Cassie went up against Diddy to get some more money. And she got paid from the hotel. Wow. That sounds about right.
Face criminal charges. He's trying to say, you know what, this is not the fight we want right now. We need to save our money and resources for everything else.
Definitely. I think that, it's hard to fight a lot of different battles on many fronts. I mean, just think about it. He has a public opinion that's changing on Mr. Combs. You got possible criminal charges that he was facing at the time. He knows he's probably a target of a federal investigation. He has his own business to run, his family to take care of, and he wanted to participate as a plaintiff in a billion-dollar lawsuit with a global liquor and wine distributor. I mean, that's a lot on one person's plate.
Yeah.
Regardless if you are a billionaire.
Well, let me ask you that real quick. How anybody? Look, the truth is anybody could file a lawsuit about anybody else. They're not supposed to file frivolous lawsuits. You can get in trouble for doing that. But if he's about to be hit with 100 lawsuits, A, how does he even tackle all of those? And B, couldn't that bankrupt him in and of itself? Not even whether it goes to verdicts or settlements, goes to trial or settlements, but the ability to fight 100 lawsuits. How does that not bankrupt anybody? So again, how does he respond, and how does that not bankrupt him?
It's very hard for him to respond to that. He's going to have to hire plenty of lawyers. He's probably going to have to self-finance this litigation because, being in jail is going to be hard for him to convince any, let's say, reputable insurance company or bank to extend him a significant line of credit to resolve these cases, because they're going to probably be hinging their bets that he's never going to see the light of day from jail. So he's probably digging in his own pocket to try to defend these cases or settle them under some sort of confidentiality order as quickly as possible.
Well, let me ask you this also real quick. If he were able to get one of the cases dismissed on a certain point of law or a certain point of fact, would that be used to dismiss all the other suits?
I mean, legally, they would probably try to use it, but You know, these cases aren't handled in a vacuum. All right, even the judges who are reading these pleadings and debating these motions, they probably have heard about the baby oil bottles and the countless cases, and they know who Sean Combs is. So it would be really hard for them to just, I would say, dismiss these cases when there's a factual basis. You know, the lawyers say, when you got good facts, you argue the facts. When you got bad facts, you argue the law. And so Mr. Combs has real bad facts here.
Oh, I like that. When you got good facts, you argue the facts. When you got bad facts, you argue the law.
He has lawsuits all over the country. He has the photograph of the federal government inside his bathroom with all these baby oil bottles. I mean, that picture alone could really harm him, his chances, I think, on getting anything dismissed on a legal basis.
And I don't understand what it's the big deal about baby oil, bro. All right, so he had a bunch of baby oil. Is that illegal? I mean, I really think they overdid it with the baby oil. You know what I'm saying?
And that's just the way the law and courts work.
I guess you don't believe the I bought in bulk at Costco defense that has been put forward by his defense attorney at this point. But look, we can talk about defenses at another day. But I will tell you, just to put a bow on this, Ciroc and De Leon, they are now owned solely by Diageo. And many have speculated that Combs' problems with this liquor company were a sign of what was to come, just an onslaught of legal filings. Tyler Bailey, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
It's like they acting like they can't see what's really going on here. We're here 9 months later. Diddy beat the Rico. Nope, doesn't make sense. If that was the case, they're a multi-billion-dollar global brand. Oh, that was me. Yeah, no doubt. Diddy started believing he was on that gatekeeper level. They were my enemies or not. Damn. Just the motherfucker right here. Damn. Yeah, yo, listen, man. If you know anything about people, man, unfortunately, other black businesses besides Combs felt the ill effects of Diageo, Pharrell, Q Cream. That's crazy. Q Cream. That's bananas. Yeah, that's about it. Yo, fellas, I'm about to wrap it up. Good looking on, popping out. You already know. Darkness, Cortez, Dolomite, Sandra, and everybody else that came through watching, man. More power to you. Be safe. Be careful. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll holler at y'all later.